Welcome back. If you just joined us, our guest on this episode of Question Time is the Director General of the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority, Professor Lawrence Anikwe. Join us again. How poised is the Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority to combat the proliferation of nuclear weapons?
We have been working in this area for about more than 10 years now. We have been securing all the radioactive materials that we have in all the practices that I have mentioned to you. Radioactivity is used in almost all areas of human endeavor. So in Nigeria, we do this. We take on the whole of Nigeria. We have offices in in all the 6 geographical areas of Nigeria, so as to be able to reach them and take account of these materials wherever they are. We look at them wherever they are and make sure we secure them. We have a radioactive waste, temporary waste facility somewhere where we take these materials when it is not in use by anybody.
Is nuclear terrorism a possibility in Nigeria?
Yeah, from my own point of view, nuclear terrorism is a possibility anywhere in the world. Do you know why? If somebody can pick an aircraft and head to a big tower and hit that tower and the aircraft enters and so many people were killed, if such a person can handle a radioactive material, it's not only in Nigeria, anywhere in the world. And the nuclear terrorism anywhere in the world is a terror. Is anywhere, any place in the world is a problem all over the world, because this is a material that can develop into, that can kill very widely. So nuclear terrorism is not only in Nigeria, anywhere it happens in the world. Anybody in this field should realize that it is a possibility, it is something that can happen.
Has enough lessons been learned from the Fukushima tragedy?
The Fukushima accident is another lesson that the operators, the regulators, and all people should have a lesson to learn from. Japan is a plate. It's in a plate. It's in a plate. It's an island, and it's sitting in a plate. It was anticipated that there might be earthquake. It was also anticipated that there might be tsunami. But nobody expected that the level of tsunami that happened and the level of earthquake, because the designs that we have rest on our foreknowledge. The design that you have will rest on the knowledge you have before. So they exceeded all the design parameter, and that is exactly why that. So this is the reason sometimes, if you like, take it as an act of God or something like that, because the accident happened. The earthquake came and the tsunami all came at the same time. So a lot of lessons have been learned, a lot of reports have been developed, and people are correcting many things based on the Fukushima accident. So it's a very big lesson to the world, and a very big lesson to actually the Japanese.
Does Nigeria have the wherewithal to combat nuclear terrorism?
Well, if you ask if we have the capacity to combat nuclear terrorism, what is to be combated? It is what we do is, first of all, to work in such a way that it doesn't even occur at all. That is the essence of this the Nuclear Security Summit. But if it does happen, we have, what are you combating? If terrorists has smeared the whole a whole area with nuclear material, we need to make measurements, which I think we have the capacity. We'll be able to make measurement if we know certain conditions. The wind condition will also be important. All kinds of things will come into play. And if that happens, if it happens, we also have signed some conventions that we are part of. We will inform the IAEA, and they will activate some instruments to help.
What do you make of China's nuclear expansion program? China is gradually positioning itself as the biggest exporter of nuclear materials. Is Nigeria thinking in line of collaborating with China in this expansion program?
Well, Nigeria, during the Nuclear Security Summit, one of the achievements is that Nigeria was like a very big bride for all countries. I tell you, so many bilaterals were held by Nigerian government and scientists with many countries, including China. There are also what they call pull aside. In this meeting, there had not been any formal request. They see you in the conference hall. They pull you aside and discuss some bilateral. I think we are open. The research reactor we have in Nigeria is actually the small research reactor of the slowpoke, like the Canadian slowpoke, is Chinese. The research reactor we have in Nigeria, the small research reactor we have in Nigeria, is from the Chinese. So we have already been collaborating with them in this aspect, and I'm not saying that with the big project that we are collaborating with China.
Now, you said Nigeria has been in the nuclear endeavor for the last 35 years. Why has it taken so long in terms of bringing out the dividends?
Nuclear science and technology program came into Nigeria 35 years ago. About 1977 was when those recognitions were made. This is a very complicated technology. It does take quite a long time to train the requisite manpower. There are countries that started since 1965, and they have not had the nuclear power. So it does take some time to train people, and there is some added disadvantage that you train people and you lose them because of time. Not that you lose them, but they go elsewhere where they will get, to work with the new knowledge they have.
Let's also look at the sponsors of the nuclear terrorism. It's a big market. What are the world powers doing to sanction sponsors and financiers of nuclear terrorism?
Sometimes they take them down. Also destroy or freeze the source of their fund. We have also had that some of the ISIS, they have oil refineries that they make their money from oil and all that. So world powers are very unanimous in this, and to answer your question, this is one of the areas they look to discourage them, to put them off this.
Before we wind down on this episode of Question Time, how do you see the nuclear future for Nigeria?
I would think that if government continues to support the way they are supporting right now, I see that the 2025 that is in the framework that we are building will be realized, and Nigerians will start getting electricity we will add this in our energy mix, use this in our energy mix.
Professor Lawrence Dim Anikwe, thank you very much for making our time to be part of this episode of Question Time, and also for showing us insight about federal government's commitment in developing a nuclear plan for the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
And that's it on this episode of Question Time. You may also send us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashiru saying goodbye.